Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I am going to do a quick Polygel Halloween set. So I'm just starting off by picking out my nail sizes, and of course we're going to go ahead and apply them. The nails I'm using are the non-C curve from 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚍. These are one of my favorite nails to use because they're perfectly shaped. I love the quality of them, and I will have them linked down below if you guys want to try them. So while I'm picking out my nails, I did just want to say that I feel like it's been forever since I sat down, recorded a voiceover, or even did my nails. The last two videos I posted, I've had those unlisted for at least like 8 days, like more than 8 days. So I did have those like ready to go. I was just waiting on the okay from the brands and stuff for the links and discount codes. So technically I did have like a little break here and there. It's kind of been hard for me to like just start back up because over that time, like, I haven't really been recording and doing voiceovers. My sleep schedule has definitely gotten a lot worse. Like, I'm always up at night. I'm a night owl. I definitely do not like the morning time at all. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get up and like just be motivated to come and record. But now that I've been seeing like a lot of Halloween designs, I feel like I'm gonna get back into it, especially after I did this one, which I did like a week ago, I want to say. But yeah, I feel like the Halloween nail art and like the Halloween vibes is definitely gonna draw me back in because I just love seeing all of like the creativity and stuff. And in this nail design, I am going to be doing some nail art, and it was so fun. Definitely out of my comfort zone. You most definitely wouldn't see me doing this type of design if I haven't like seen it on Pinterest. But it was really fun to do, and I just thought it would be something different to do. It was really fun, but like I was saying, like that nail art is just gonna draw me back in. I've seen so many cute Halloween nail designs. I feel like Halloween and Valentine's Day is just like the perfect time to do nail art. I think fall also falls into the category of like nail art, but like Christmas and New Year's, it's just like that time where you do like a lot of glitters and encapsulation and stuff. So I feel like the nail art is just what's gonna draw me back into it. As you guys know, I've been saying that I really want to improve my nail art, start working on like my proportions and stuff, and just getting better as like a nail artist, and you know, just focus on that a little bit. And I think this is the time I will try to do my best and try to post a lot more, try to record more. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I did have a little break. Also, one thing I did want to mention is that I usually try to post 3 times a week, but that can be a lot overwhelming. Not even a little bit, like that is a lot of work to do because each day I'm doing something. So for now, I think the plan is just going to be at least 2 videos. If I'm really feeling in the mood, or like I really want to get something up, then maybe I will do 3. But for the meantime, I think I'm just going to focus on 2 because like I said, this is a lot of work, and also I just don't want to have a burnout trying to do like so many designs back to back, which I see you guys actually like. Well, and it kind of works in my favor because the last 2 videos I posted 1 video a week for the last 2 weeks, and like I guess it's like just waiting on me to post and like not give you guys too much in 1 week. You guys blew those videos up, and both of those videos has gotten like a lot more views in like the first few hours. So you know, it kind of works in favor of like my channel because it pushes it out to more people as well. So I think that is the plan that I'm gonna do, and I think I'm just gonna stick to trying to do 2 videos. But yeah, I just wanted to say that a little bit, just kind of chat a little bit, because I feel like I've been gone for a while, and like I just haven't really had a chance to catch up. But there's not really much going on in like my personal life, I guess. I'm just really a laid back individual. I don't really do much. I don't really go out because I'm such an introvert. So yeah, I just stay to myself, watch movies, read a little bit, play games and stuff. Played like the PUBG game I like to play, and I also like to play Sims as well, which also an interesting fact that's so off topic. I don't know if you guys know what mods are. Like if you play the Sims, it's basically like when you go in like the tuning for the game and you kind of tweak it a little bit and just create like different like better activities and like just make the game better that's not in the base game. There's like a lot of Sims modders that's like really make the game fun. Like I honestly cannot play the vanilla game at all. The base game to me is just so boring. I can't play without my mods and custom content, so it's just like it's just so much better with the mods. I've really been wanting to figure out like how to create a font replacement for The Sims 4, and I figured it out. Like it was just so much work trying to figure out how to do it and actually learning it, and I figured out how to do it. So I did make me like a Patreon of like me posting Sims 4 font overrides, and it's just been so much fun. I do have a couple like Patreon members, so that's pretty cool. I also had like a YouTuber that reviews mods. I reached out to her and she included one of my font mods in her videos, so that did like, you know, reach people, so that made me so excited. So I probably will keep it up and just create more fonts for that. But that's kind of what I've been doing while I've been on break and not really recording and stuff. So yeah, now I just think I'm gonna start trying to get back into this nail art, because I've been seeing so many designs that I want to do, recreate things I want to try, some 3D nail art. And before I get back off topic, I did just want to say that in the video now, I am just doing a quick polygel application. Like I told you guys in the beginning, the polygel I'm using is one of my favorite nudes, if not my favorite, from 𝚙𝚘𝚎𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘 beads of polygel on both of my nails. So you would call this the 2-bead method. I don't know if you would call like polygel beads. I know that refers to like acrylic, but I'm just gonna say beads. That's probably what I've been saying throughout all of my videos anyway. But I'm just doing 2 beads on both of my nails. As you guys can see, the first bead covers the tip of my nail up into where like I glued on my nail tip, and even a little bit above that. Once I pat that down my nail, smooth that out, and I'm ready to cure, the second bead is gonna go up at my cuticle area. I place it just like in the center of my nail bed, and then work it back towards my cuticle, because I always like to have that area figured out already, because if I don't, I may end up putting too much product around that area. So I always like to figure that out first and then just work the rest of that product down so it's not like super thick around my cuticle area and my apex looks nice. Once I get that patted out and smoothed and stuff, I do go ahead and cure that and move on to the next nail. And I did repeat that for all of my nails. I think I only showed like 3 on camera because it can be kind of repetitive, and I just wanted to really get to my nail art because that's just what I was most excited for about this nail set. I did record the filing for these nails, but at the time I was editing, I wasn't really in the mood, so I just figured I'd skip the editing and just go straight into the nail art. I think this is gonna be the last nail I show on camera. So after I finish smoothing out my first bead, I'm gonna cure this for 30 seconds, add on my second bead, and then we can get into the next part. I'll let you finish watching this play out and I'll be back in a few seconds. So after I shaped, filed, and buffed, this is what my nails are looking like, and I think my foundation was pretty good. Since my base, like my application was pretty good, it didn't take me long to file, so that was pretty smooth even though I'm not going to show it. But I'm just taking a stiff manicure brush. I am dipping, well, I'm putting some alcohol on it, and then I'm just cleansing my nails. Usually I would go wash my hands with soap and water, but I just didn't feel like doing that for this video. Just as long as my nails are clean, that's all that matters. So I did go ahead and cleanse them down underneath them as well, so no dust is left behind. So for the nail art, I am going to be using my gel paints, and these are from Nails by Dev. It's been a while since I got these out and used them, and just using these just made me remember how great these are. Like these, like if you want some good gel paints or like colors to use for nail art, something that's really pigmented, really smooth and easy to use, I definitely would recommend these. I don't have a discount code for Nails by Dev, but her products and gel products are just amazing. Like, honestly, truly, I would really recommend these. Before I go in with the actual nail art, I'm going over my middle nail with some matte top coat. And this is just gonna give it like that really smooth surface to work on, and also just in case I have any mistakes and I have to wipe it away. Since these gel paints are really pigmented, I didn't want them to like smear into like the little teeny tiny creases or like the indents from using my nail file. I didn't want them to like smear in them, and I couldn't really wipe it away as clean. So this matte top coat just kind of seals that in, and also just gives a really smooth dry surface to work on. And the fun thing about them is that it doesn't take a lot of gel paint to mix in, like, you know, which colors that you don't have in the pods. I'm pretty sure she has like a lot more now, but I haven't really been on her website. But for the ones I have, you can mix them together and create different colors. Like for the one I'm using now, I did create a brown by mixing together green and red. So that was pretty cool how I can create my own shade of color using these. But yeah, I will have the gel paint set that I'm using. I'll have it down below. I think the nail art brush I'm using is from Kara Sky. It is the extra long. I'll have that link down below along with my discount code. And for this first nail, I did want to start with this one because this was just going to be the hardest one of all of them. So I wanted to get this one out the way. And this is the nail I was referring to when I said I wouldn't really, like, you wouldn't see me doing this type of nail design if I haven't seen it on Pinterest. And as I was doing this nail, I was looking at the actual inspo pic that I found on Instagram. And it's going to be like an outline of a body, and yeah, it's gonna get like really bootylicious in a couple seconds. But for now, I'm just figuring out the outline for the body, like the silhouette, whatever you want to, like the shape of the body. I didn't realize at the time I made her torso so long, and you will see it like once I start to add on like the details and start outlining it. But once I had like this figure and I was kind of happy with it, I just went in and filled it in with a bigger brush just so I can see a little bit more of what I needed to do. And as you guys see, this is how it is looking so far. I did go ahead and fill that in. I think this is my second layer of gel paint. I'm going in just to do a second layer. I felt like the first one was a little bit light. I actually end up adding a little bit of white to this brown mixture and went over her like the skin tone because I am gonna outline it with black, and I just felt like it was just really like dark and you couldn't really see it as much. So I did outline that whenever I got to it. But once I got the two layers of the body on there and cured it for 60 seconds in my light, I'm gonna be taking that orange and drawing on a pumpkin head. I think this was the most easiest part of the entire nail. I'm just creating like this little round shape like a pumpkin, almost like an apple, because you can see like the little dip at the top. Once I get that shape to my liking, I go ahead and cure that in. Even then, I am just still perfecting like the outsides, just making the shape how I want it to be. And yeah, just fill that in basically. And then of course, once I get it to my liking, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a cure for 30 seconds. So this is the part where I start to outline and add on my details. I think I am going to do the pumpkin first. So as you guys can see, I'm just outlining the pumpkin head with the black gel. And one thing I do have to work on is that I don't know how people get those really thin lines, because I just feel like whenever I pick up my brush, it just like swipes against my nail and it kind of leaves like this little awkward line where I don't want it to be, and like vice versa with like setting it down on the nail if I'm like continuing a line or something. Like, it is just so hard to do. I don't know how people do that, but that's definitely something I will have to work on, especially if I like want to get like the intricate details or like character nail art. And it also helps with like the outlining to like make the nail art really come to life. So yeah, that's just something I'm gonna have to work on. Here I'm just filling in the eyes. I did start with the dotting tool, just adding on like a little dot, and then just working some of that gel backwards to create an eye shape. As I'm doing this nail art, I am looking at like the original inspo picture because that's honestly what I wanted it to look like. There was like some things I wanted to tweak, like for the mouth I wanted it to have like a little zigzag mouth, but in the end, like I did try it. You probably saw like the nail art did look a little bit matte from me wiping the nail a little bit from like removing some of the nail art, but I just ended up going with what it was like on the original inspo pictures. So that's what that looked like. And I also did like some really thin lines to just give a little bit more detail to the pumpkin. And now I'm moving on to like the booty of this design. So this part was kind of out of frame. I didn't realize until I started to add some color in this area, but I'm basically just drawing like the lines under her cheeks or whatever. And I feel like that part was actually pretty good. So once I got that done and I was really satisfied with it, I really liked how it looked. I am just going in with some orange to fill in for her underwear and stuff like that. This is like, I don't know if it's a little weird, but I mean, it's not weird because, you know, it's normal. Everybody's seen a booty before, but it just kind of feels a little bit weird to be like talking into a mic, like saying I'm drawing a booty or whatever. But this part was actually pretty fun, and I was actually happy to see how this played out because like I said, it was out of my comfort zone, something you wouldn't really see me do. So that nail I was actually really excited about, and I loved how it turned out. And also, just like the inspo picture, I did do her little heart back tattoo. I thought that was pretty cute, and also some lines for like the back, because as you can see, like she is turned around, but like the head is kind of like she's twisting like her torso to look back towards you, if that makes sense. So I did have to draw on like a little bit of lines for like her shoulder blade and like just some lines to give her back some detail to kind of make it look like that. But yeah, you'll see what the entire set looks like once I finish. But for this next nail, I am going to be doing an outline heart. So what I did for it is just draw a heart in the center using that orange, and then once I got it to a good shape, I did go ahead and fill in like the surrounding areas, just doing a solid coat over my entire nail. I did go ahead and cure that. I think that turned out pretty good for the first time. I didn't have to redo it as many times as I thought I would. So I was pretty happy about that as well. And that orange is just one coat. Like, look how vibrant and opaque that is. Like, it just looks so smooth. So definitely, again, I would recommend these gel pots or gel paints if you want something good for like the Halloween time. You want just something to practice with for nail art. If you are getting into nail art, I definitely would recommend these. I am also outlining the heart in black, and after I outline it and clean it up a little bit, I am going to do some stitch pattern along the heart. I think the first nail I did and this one was definitely my two favorites because I just love how they look. Like, this one was just so cute. I think this one was definitely one of my favorites. After I get on my stitch pattern, I'm going to go ahead and cure that, and then we can move on to the next nail. So the next two nails are going to be rather simple. It's just going to be some like dripping paint. And I'm going to do that in the orange. So I basically start those off with starting how low I want my drips to be and just putting them on where I want them to be and just drawing a line up to my cuticle area. Once I do that, I think I'm going to do another one though on the side. So it's just not going to be two. And then I start to like work the top part of it, and I also like to round out the parts where it's connecting to like the actual top part. I can't really explain it, but you guys see what I'm doing. And it just looks better if you round out like the connecting areas so it actually looks like it's like falling and dripping. It just gives a better drip illusion. I don't really have to explain the drips too much because it's easy. Everyone know how to do drips. I'm also going to do a few at the bottom of the nail as if it's just been dripping a little bit more. after I get these on, I don't know if I cured or not, but I'm also gonna be doing like some black 4-pointed stars, and also everything that I'm doing is in the original set, so this is a recreation. I don't want to take credit for anyone's work. I don't know who created it. Like I said, I did find it on Pinterest, so once I get that done, I'm also gonna give that a cure. After I got like that cured, one thing I also added to my dribs is like a really thin line on the right side, and that just kind of gives it a little bit more of like a 3D, like off the page look, because it adds some shadows to that side. So it just gives you like the feel as if it's like popping up or it's like 3D. You know, it just kind of gives it a little bit more detail. So I did also add that to my drips, and I'm going to give that a cure for 30 seconds. I'm also going to be repeating that on my index nail, and that is how that is turning out. In the inspo picture, I couldn't see the thumb, so on my thumb I just did a quick French tip, and I actually wanted to do something a little bit different, but this is just what it played out to be. I did take like the little stitch pattern from my ring finger of the heart, added along the smile line area, and I wrote this saying "Hey boo" because it's obviously a play on words, Halloween time, and it also plays into like a little flirty type of saying for the figure, like the girl figure on my middle finger. So I did like that concept, and so that's pretty much what I did on that. I'm not going to be adding any other nail art to it. I wanted to keep it as simple as this. I was gonna do matte because whenever I do nail art like this, it's just easier to see the nail art in a matte top coat. But after I did add on like the matte top coat and before I cured it, I just love how it looked being glossy. So it just looks so nice and clean. I just couldn't help myself. So I did go ahead and wipe that off. And I'm just gonna add on some glossy top coat. This one, the one I'm using now, is from Model Ones. And I'm just gonna add on some top coat to all of my nails. This video played out a lot faster than I thought it was going to play out. Usually I would have like a 30-minute video by now, but I think it's because I did skip out on adding the filing part to the video. In some type of way, I do think that do get a little bit repetitive and just not really like, it's just not really important. But anyways, I just wanted to pop back on and say that if you have been enjoying today's video, make sure that you do go ahead and give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. Either one that you do, like, comment, or subscribe, it definitely helps out my channel and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for engaging in my content. As always, I'm gonna add on some cuticle oil to re-nourish my cuticles, and after I did rub that in to re-nourish everything, this is what the final nails look like. I did quickly just turn off my like overhead light because there was immediately a glare in the way and I didn't like it, but I did turn my lights back on so that you guys can see it in a regular light. I think these nails turned out so good. I really love this pumpkin, orange, and black theme. Like, I just really love that vibe, especially just getting into the nail art. Like I was saying before, I think the middle and my ring finger are my favorite nails. Like, it was just so cute not to love. One of the things I do want to like mention is how, like I was saying when I was actually doing the figure on my nails, I did make the torso a little bit too long, and also like the neck and the shoulder blade. That's just one thing I do have to work on, are my proportions. And I think that's where like me actually wanting to do nail art comes into play, because I just feel like I really want to get those down pack and like really just be able to do nail art without looking at a reference. Let me know which one is your favorite nail down below. Whenever I was adding my top coat, like I said, I was gonna originally do it matte, but I love how it looked before I cured it, so instead I ended up going with some glossy top coat. And now that I'm realizing, I do like it being glossy, but I just couldn't really see the nail art, or it was just like a lot of glares. So a couple days later, I did come back to reapply them and add on some matte top coat and let you guys see how they look matte. So yeah, this is how the set looks. Let me know if you do prefer matte or glossy. Let me know if you enjoyed today's video. Also, leave down below your favorite nail. And yeah, that basically concludes today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.